大学竟然是庞氏骗局。
University is actually a Ponzi scheme. Every year, millions of new students pour into universities. But what's the classroom like? Professors read outdated PowerPoint slides from the last century, while students watch videos on their phones. It's like an unspoken performance. Yet this performance keeps businesses like bubble tea shops, rental houses, and even gaming servers afloat. Take a look at the commercial ecosystem surrounding universities. Graduate students are being squeezed by exam prep and graduate school agencies, and even printing shops which turn out subpar theses can make millions. Honestly, university feels more like a greenhouse delaying the employment crisis. Everyone knows it, but no one says it out loud. When you step into society, you'll be shocked to find that your salary might be even lower than a delivery worker's. Today, education has inflated to the point that a few decades ago, having a college degree would get you an office job. But now, even graduates from top-tier schools have to compete for positions like urban management. University is increasingly like a Ponzi scheme that needs fresh blood constantly flowing in. What's even more absurd is that computer science majors are churning out workers for the internet industry, and media students are fueling the short video boom. In this system, independent thinkers seem to have become unnecessary. I wonder, when all the young people see the rules of this game, who will still be willing to play the role of maintaining the bubble? This seemingly invincible system survives only because we all play along, pretending that the emperor has clothes. After all, admitting that a university degree is worthless means admitting you've traded over a decade of your life for a useless piece of paper. Who can easily accept that? This student's comparison of Chinese education to a Ponzi scheme is quite fitting. The expansion of universities created a scale effect, but the quality hasn't kept up. Outdated PowerPoint slides and students watching videos in class reflect the formality of the educational system. Meanwhile, the economy surrounding universities, built on the anxiety of graduates, magnifies the absurdity of it all. Education no longer seems about knowledge. It's become a way to delay employment pressure and maintain social stability. These phenomena only deepen people's skepticism about the value of education.
我真的要疯了.
I'm really losing my mind. This university education was a waste. All those years of school were for nothing. All I've done is waste my parents' hard-earned money and my own youth. And what do I have to show for it? What does it matter that I went to school? What does it matter that I got a PhD? I can't even find a job. I used to think, like most people, that if I studied hard, if I read more, I'd have a good fortune. Now I have nothing. I'm broke, and I'm at rock bottom. I still don't know what the future holds. I'm losing my mind.
This year, China is expecting 12.2 million university graduates, a record-breaking number, which is 430,000 more than last year's historic high. The number of graduates increasing every year isn't new, but crossing the 12 million mark this time makes people nervous. Just think, 10 years ago, in 2015, the number of graduates was less than 7.5 million, but in just 10 years, that number has nearly doubled. More and more universities have been built, and the scale of admissions keeps growing, but the job market keeps shrinking. For many graduates, graduation is not a new beginning, but the start of anxiety. At the same time, pressure on the job market continues to increase. According to the Ministry of Human Resources and Social Security, the urban unemployment rate is about 5%, but the youth unemployment rate has already surpassed 20%. The Chinese government often manipulates data, so the real unemployment rate is likely much higher. As education levels rise, more and more young people have higher degrees, but still can't find jobs that match their qualifications. Recently, the misfortunes of the young generation has been trending online, especially as university graduates struggle to find work, leading to anxiety, confusion, and even breakdowns.
找工作真的很容易让人崩溃。
The other day, I interviewed at a company that originally told me there was only one round of interviews, but it ended up being 3 rounds. First, there was an HR interview, and then an interview with a foreign trade manager. After that, the manager told me to wait for the result. Later, he asked me to come in for another round of interviews because the boss wanted to meet me. So this afternoon, I went in again, and the boss asked me 50 to 60 questions. He asked very detailed questions, and I ended up talking for almost an hour. At the end of the interview, I asked about the result, but I have to wait until tomorrow to find out. It's a small company, only around 100 people, so why is the interview process so complicated? It really makes me feel defeated. I've been looking for a job for 2 years, and I still can't be sure if I'm hired.
现在最惨的不是没读书的。
The most miserable people aren't those who didn't go to school. The most miserable are those who finished university but still can't find a job. I went to a class reunion today, and I noticed something. Out of 6 people from my dorm, 4 couldn't find a job. Later, I found out that the other 2 were delivering food.
这个就业市场就是说，
已经疯掉了。
The job market is just crazy. I just came out of an interview at a vocational school. I was applying for a copywriting position. It's so terrifying. I'm a university graduate, and I saw in the interview registration form that applicants were from top domestic universities, even some international ones like Cambridge. Why did they call me in? Am I just here for a trial run? I don't even think I'm qualified for that. Aside from the difficulty in finding a job, people are also concerned about the meaning of education. Chinese people often say knowledge changes destiny, but the reality now is that a college degree isn't worth much. The phenomenon is not just due to the increasing competition in the job market, but also reflects deep problems in education itself. Educational resources are unevenly distributed. Schools focus on expanding in scale rather than improving quality, and courses are too theoretical, making it difficult to connect with real-world applications.
我是真的感觉这2年就业环境真的有点可怕。
I honestly feel like the job market over the past 2 years has been terrifying. Has it always been this way, or was I just unaware while I was in school, or has it really gotten this bad recently? I've been out of university for 5 years, and in the past 3 months, I've sent out over 200 resumes. Every single one ignored. Some were read with no response, while others weren't even open. I never imagined that after more than a decade of hard work, this would be my reality. Meanwhile, my parents still believe I'll land a job paying over $10,000 a month right after graduation. But the truth is, I can't even find one that pays a few thousand. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Everyone I know, whether they have a bachelor's or a master's degree, says the same thing. Jobs are hard to find, and decent companies are even rarer. The job market is terrible. Even people in their 30s or 40s say salaries are low and layoffs are widespread. Just the other day, my cousin mentioned in our group chat that his company, with just over 200 employees, is collapsing. What are we, fresh graduates, supposed to do? I suddenly feel completely lost. After all that effort to get a degree, I'm worse off than my classmates who went straight into the workforce. I'm starting to question whether going to university was even worth it.
Over the past few decades, China has seen huge increases in the number of universities and the scale of enrollment. Building new campuses, opening new majors, and charging tuition fees have indeed driven economic growth and made education an industry. More university graduates means fewer people directly entering the job market. So on the surface, the unemployment rate is delayed, and social pressure is temporarily buffered. Some people online have pointed out that China's university education is just about making money, delaying the employment crisis, and brainwashing students, not about developing real talent. On one hand, Chinese universities offer a lot of useless majors that completely disregard actual job prospects. On the other hand, the teaching quality is poor, with many university teachers only reading from slides and not effectively teaching. As a result, many university students don't learn practical knowledge or develop their skills. Recently, a video of Fudan University graduate Fei Yu setting up a street stall went viral. At a street stall area near the campus of Xihua University, a young man caught everyone's attention. After talking to him, some students realized that he spoke with great depth and had an extraordinary presence. At first, people thought he was just an ordinary street vendor. Later, they found out that he was actually a graduate student at Fudan University. It's hard for people to associate a high level of education with selling street food. What surprised people even more was that this graduate student not only chose to set up a street stall, but also voluntarily dropped out. Many netizens, upon learning about his academic background, couldn't help but feel puzzled. After more than 10 years of hard study, he ended up dropping out to sell food. In February 2024, Fei Yu was still a graduate student at Fudan University, majoring in public health. According to him, as graduation approached, he started feeling increasingly anxious. In his state of mind, he decided to take a year off to readjust at home. Fei Yu explained that he was admitted to Fudan University with the top scores. He had originally planned to graduate from a prestigious university and follow his parents' advice to get a stable job, but he ended up sinking into depression. For most people, getting into an elite university is an unattainable goal, but he easily gave it up. Later, when he couldn't find his ideal job, he chose to set up a street stall. He didn't join a franchise or rent a store, keeping costs low and flexibility high. He decided to sell a trendy snack in the market. After running the stall for a while, his mashed potatoes gradually gained a large fan base. He even set up 2 fan groups, and his daily sales could reach 700 yuan, with a net profit of about 500 yuan. With this, he could easily make more than 10,000 yuan a month. Netizens had mixed reactions to Fei Yu's decision. Some thought he was wasting his parents' hard-earned money and disappointing them. Others felt that even after graduating with a master's degree, one might still struggle to find a good job, so it was better to support oneself first. There were also many who questioned the authenticity of his earnings. When asked why he dropped out, Fei Yu addressed the issue in a video on Douyin.
好像同组的博士师姐打听。
I once asked my doctoral senior why another student hadn't shown up at the start of the semester. My professor accused me of invading someone's privacy and harshly reprimanded me, yelling at me from 10 p.m. to 11:30 p.m. He even called me a giant baby. On October 12, 2021, I formally applied to withdraw, but my professor refused to sign. In early 2024, I submitted another request to withdraw, but he suggested a leave of absence instead, which I declined. Ultimately, I was expelled after failing to report for the semester, and the school formally removed me 2 weeks later.
Fei Yu's experience highlights some deep-rooted issues within China's higher education system. In Chinese universities, professors have significant control over students, such as signing off on theses, approving graduation qualifications, and even allocating resources. This unequal relationship often leads to bullying. Fei Yu is not the only one. Many students online have shared experiences of being emotionally manipulated, exploited, and even mentally abused by their professors. The practice of scathing criticism is already far from new. China's education bubble has completely destroyed an entire generation. Xiao Jing, a graduate from an elite 985 university, has been unable to find a job for 3 years and has started delivering food. Every month when she received her salary, it's the day that she looks forward to the most. On this day, she also needs to send money to her mother for medical expenses. However, when she sees the number in her salary notification, Xiao Jing feels physically and mentally exhausted. In a video, she says, "What's the point of going to a 985 university? In the end, I still can't find a good job, and I'm delivering food just like someone with no education. Knowledge didn't change my fate." On March 22nd, Xiao Jing posted her real income.
今天发工资了。
I just got paid today. Looking at the payment notification in my hand, I really feel like life is so exhausting. Last month, I worked 28 days, over 13 hours a day. My total earnings were 3,890 yuan. The first 430 orders paid 4 yuan per order, totaling 1,720 yuan. The next 434 orders paid 5 yuan per order, totaling 2,170 yuan. I spent 700 yuan on rent, 500 yuan on renting a bike, and I still eat 2 steamed buns and a bag of pickled vegetables for every meal. On good days, I get a hot meal. I spent 60 yuan fixing my bike. Once, the elevator was broken when I was delivering food, and I had to climb more than 20 floors. I ended up being late and was fined 100 yuan. I sent 1,650 yuan to my mom for her medical fees, and then I was left with just 580 yuan. My stomach problems have flared up again. I really want to rest. Life is so hard. On March 19th, the job hunting platform Boss Zhiping crashed, becoming a trending topic on Weibo. Many users shared screenshots claiming, "Suddenly, there's nothing. No matter how much I refresh, there's nothing." The page showed no related content. In response, the job hunting platform's official customer service said that the programmers were working on fixing it. Many netizens said, "I thought it was a problem with my phone or internet." Social media was blowing up. Some people complained, "It's the golden period for job hunting, but this system has already gone offline." A user said, "When does an app crash? When there are too many job seekers?" It said that the system was crashed by the 12.2 million graduates of 2025. This isn't the first time Boss Zhiping has faced a crash. In May of July last year, the platform also failed. The crash of Boss Zhiping reflects the tense atmosphere of China's job market. After all, March and April are traditionally peak hiring seasons, and everyone depends on these platforms to find jobs. But the system crashes so frequently, which inevitably causes disappointment. On a deeper level, with 12.2 million graduates entering the market, job openings have not increased at the same rate, and many industries are contracting. In this supply-demand imbalance, can only scramble for opportunities. According to publicly available data, Boss Zhiping is an online recruitment product following the direct hiring model. In the first quarter of 2023, Boss Zhiping's user base continued to grow, with an increase of 14.6 million new users. Active monthly users reached 39.7 million, a 57.5% year-on-year increase. The current involution phenomenon in China's job market is closely related to the overall shift in the economic environment. In recent years, the real estate industry has been affected by policy regulation. The tech industry has seen frequent layoffs. The education and training sector has undergone regulatory reshaping, and foreign enterprises have accelerated their exit, leading to the disappearance of a large number of jobs. Many people complain that finding a job is like winning the lottery. The crash of boss Jinping is just a surface. Behind it is the collective anxiety of young people facing an uncertain future.